I'm Amber Lewis, founder of Socialness City, a personal lifestyle brand that encourages people to be their authentic self in the spaces that they occupy. I'm from the city and I live in the city, so let's Detroit. So I currently live in Midtown, actually right across the street from the high school that I went to, Detroit School of Arts. I grew up on the west side of the city on 7 Mile in Wyoming. That's one of my favorite neighborhoods to go to just because that's home for me. But I've spent a lot of time in Midtown and downtown just because that's where I currently live and work. I actually planned to move to New York once I graduated from Michigan State. I was an advertising major and wanted to work in global luxury fashion, but I was interning at Pure Michigan, and something about trying to retain talent in the state and letting people know about the opportunities here, and then hearing the national narrative didn't match up. So something in my gut told me to stay in Detroit, be an agent in changing the narrative. We need to own our own story and tell our own story. So I did just that. I didn't have a plan because I was admitted to grad school in New York, and it was the summer after I graduated. But I listened to myself, I stayed in the city, and fortunately, I got a job with the city of Detroit as the social media coordinator. So I'm currently the director of digital and social media at the city of Detroit. There I manage the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Spotify, and Nextdoor accounts for the city and the mayor. So really acting as a voice as the city and also responding to, community concerns, directing content and videos and campaigns where we tell the stories of Detroiters, and like our biggest focus right now is the 2020 census. So just making sure that everybody know that they count and just encouraging them to fill out the census form. Socialness City is my personal brand. And it's just a way of branding who I've always been. I remember being in grade school and getting all A's, but then getting in trouble for talking too much or being too social in class. And the education system didn't really look at that as a skill. They looked at it as a negative trait, so it wasn't enhanced in that way. But today I can take that same skill set of being social and apply it to a brand where, like I mentioned, I encourage people to be their authentic selves through events, through content, through partnerships with brands who believe in people being themselves. And with that, I am a brand model, an influencer, a DJ, an event host and curator, and so much more. And in the next year, I'll actually be hiring influencers, so being on the other side of influencer marketing and knowing both sides of the spectrum. Some brands that I've worked with are Forbes, I've worked with Bumble, I've worked with American Express, I've worked with TJ Maxx, I've worked with Mercedes-Benz, I've worked with several restaurants, so you name it, whatever the industry is, being lifestyle is really broad. So I've worked with quite a few brands. I've worked with Fashion Nova and Foot Locker and Central Kitchen, so the list could really go on, but I've been doing influencer marketing since 2013.